anyway, so I had Anthony in daycare from the time he was walking because they take kids at 6 weeks old. And so from 6 weeks, I just could not, tear away from him because I was breastfeeding and all that. And I'm like, no, my baby is staying with me. Okay. But it wasn't until he began to have these love for books as a little bitty baby. Anthony was about, like, I think he started school about maybe 18 months old. It was around his second birthday that he had started school. And he's been in school ever since. And my son has never missed a day of school. Any one of my children have never missed a day of school. And let me tell you this. A few months back, it was this school year. Anthony calls and he tells me that, Mom, I don't feel good. Now, mind you, Anthony takes college courses. He's microbiology major. Okay. Anthony calls me, tells me, I guess he wanted to come home because he wasn't feeling good or whatever. He was like, Mom, I'm coming down with a cold. I don't feel good. I feel sick, blah, blah, blah. Anthony doesn't. He has his own little personality, but he's, like I told you guys before, he's so not, pants hanging down. He's not that kind of kid. So he called me up, and so he's like, Mom, I don't really feel good. I think like I'm coming down with a cold or whatever. And I'm like, where are you? He's like, well, I'm in the office. I'm like, you calling me from a college office phone line, son? Are you serious? Tell me that you're not feeling good. And the lady thought that it was the cutest fucking thing. She was like, oh my God. Has to be the first time somebody came in here to ask, can they use the phone to call their mother? And because you're not going to call me from your cell phone. I put that out there from the start. Now, Anthony's been having a cell phone since 6th grade. About 6th grade. Wow, I had Singular and then on to T-Mobile. I've only had 2 cell phone carriers. Singular and T-Mobile. That's all me and Tony has ever had. Okay. Now, let's see, we had just got out of Singular, and I think we got to T-Mobile, and that's when Anthony got his cell phone. I think he was about 12 years old. Or before that. Or was it about the fifth grade? Anthony has had his same phone, same number since elementary school. But anyway, he calls from the office to tell me that he wasn't feeling good. So I took it upon myself. I was like, oh, you don't feel good. Oh, you want to come home. Family, I left. I think I was at Kenny's house that day. I left. I went to Walgreens. I put it on my Facebook. Let me tell you how cold-blooded I was. I put it on Facebook. I went to the store. I went and got him some cod liver oil. Okay? Took it to the college campus. I didn't bring no spoon or anything. I went straight to the office. I had a talk with them. They were, and they were like, wow, we never had a mother come in here. I was like, you know what? My kids are all I got, And school to me is very important. And right there in the office, open up your mouth. And I just politely poured him a tablespoon or 2 into his mouth. I gave him a couple of coins. So then therefore he can get him some, something different to eat or whatever. And I left his ass at school. I gave him a kiss on the cheek. I said, are you all right? He's like, all right, Mom, I guess I'll be all right. And believe it or not, he aced that class. I think he had 1 class left that day. And he actually aced that class. And I felt so bad because I was like, maybe I should have brought him home. And I was battling that, y'all. I was like, damn, maybe I should have brought my son home. Listen, I was so sick with it. Okay, remember when Anthony got his tonsils removed and I did the full video? It was last year. They said Anthony needed his tonsils removed because, getting the braces thing. And so they said he needed his tonsils removed. I think it was October of 2011, right? And so they were like, well, I said, well, when can you do this or whatever? And how long would he be out of school? They said, well, you're looking to be out of school at least a week, at least. But still, he's not gonna wanna, really be too talkative and stuff because it is actual oral surgery and blah blah blah. And based on his weight, we do want to keep him overnight because my son is overweight. And so they were like, well, we want to keep him overnight. And so, so look to be out again, maybe 10 days. I said, oh my God, 10 days? Are you serious? We can't do this right now. Family, I put it on my Facebook because I cried. I felt like I was a bad mother because I was like, he could not miss school. He could not miss school. And so he didn't get his tonsils removed till during Christmas break. Now, with the college, you guys know that you guys don't go back to school to like mid to the end of January. Like you guys go out like before Christmas, and you guys, do all that, and then you have your finals. I think he had finals like around the 15th or 16th of something like that of December. And so he was like, "Well, Mom, if I gotta wait that long, do my stuff after New Year's because I don't want to, that he didn't want to be compromised, no pecan pie and shit like that. His mama know him very well. Okay, he didn't want to be compromised. Um, so after January 1st and everything, he went in and I put it on Facebook and everything, and I stayed the night with my son in the hospital and everything, and he got his tonsils removed. But when it comes down to my children, I just feel like adults are supposed to go to work and kids are supposed to go to school. Now, mind you, I don't hold a day job anymore. I don't. My husband was like, what are you doing? You can stay at home." And so, and I worked for a while, and I worked to pay for the daycare of my kids, and that was my income. That's what I had to do. That was my whole thing. When Tioni was born, we put her in the daycare um, when she was about 2 years old. 2 years old was always our staple because I breastfed my kids. And once they got off the Nini, as they called it, um, it was time to start transitioning into school. And so my kids have been to school since before they potty trained them in school. That's how crazy that was. They potty trained him in school. Now, Button was harder to potty train for whatever reason. They're like, he's just not getting it. He's not getting it. So I had to pay a little bit more because, they will potty train him and stuff, but, when there's a problem and when they have to potty train him, they will charge a little bit more money. And it was crazy because when the kids were getting out of school, they would charge me if I would be late. Every 15 minutes was like $10. It was like crazy. I remember those days. It was wild. But, hey, it was just what it was. I've always had my days. Let me knock on wood. Thank you, Father. I've always had my days to do whatever it is that I wanted to do. Whatever I went shopping, me and my mom, we would go eat all the time while the kids were at school, that type of stuff. So this is just a life that I'm accustomed to living. It might not be for everybody, but it's the life that my husband and I have set forth for me. And so it just is what it is. Is there a downfall to it? I believe that it is because, it's like, damn, I didn't build up a lot of Social Security. When I look back at it, it's like, damn, I didn't build up a lot of Social Security for myself. So there was a downfall. There is a downfall to a degree. Is the fact that, yeah, I sacrificed so much for my children, but I also sacrificed for me. And so, but do I regret it? I still don't regret it because my daughter, as I was telling you guys last night, and I really didn't get all into the logistics of it because I was just so excited that Hmm. Let me just read a little bit of this. The such and such school district, in partnership with the such and such college, students who have high academic potential and are determined to go to college. These students have the opportunity to enroll in both high school classes and college courses. Students who study hard, put forth their best effort, and take advantage of all the available support can not only earn their high school diploma and significant college credits applicable towards an associate degree, and to further go on for their um, 4-year college degree. Your student has been identified as a candidate who qualifies for blah 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 blah. And so this ninth grade academy at our college is designed for qualified students who are interested in preparing for future. Um, anyway, I'm trying to keep from saying the names and, of course, saying too much, like, motherfuckers be looking me up, y'all. I can't say too much because it's crazy. Motherfuckers look me up. But needless to say, I'm so excited that we're going to begin the processes for her. Anthony began in 2011. And when I look at my son now, he's grown so. My kids are Anthony is very mature for his age. If you didn't, you know that he's a kid, but some of the things that come out of his mouth, it's like, damn. He's in the drama club at the college. He's also in the chess club. Anthony is, when it comes down to chess, he didn't play chess. Kenny taught him chess when he was, I don't know, about 12. Because I've been with Kenny for 4 years. Anthony is now 16. So, but when I first met Kenny, Kenny loves chess. And so, in the beginning, it's like, wow, your son is so smart. Gosh, your son is so smart. He was like, he'd be good in chess. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah, he'd be good in chess. So he would sit down and he would play chess with Anthony. And he was like, damn, I just taught this boy how to play chess and he beating the shit out of me. He's making me think. And so Anthony just got a love for chess at like 12 years old. And Kenny was like, man, what y'all do to these kids? Y'all don't whoop their ass out. Now, mind you, there are times when I do have to get that ass, okay? I am a parent that believe in spare the rod, spare the child. I believe in all that. And if it comes to that I have to get that ass, I will. But do I have to whoop my kids' asses on a regular basis? No, I don't. I simply tell them that I'm disappointed in them. When I tell my kids, that I'm disappointed in them, it's almost like I done whooped their ass. I talk to my children direct. I don't sugarcoat things. I keep things honest with them. I tell them about the world. I tell them about life. We share with them about the struggles. Kenny talks to my kids about man, I'm telling you what's going on out here. It's best you go and get that college degree because Tony must be talking about me in there. But Kenny doesn't have a college degree, whereas Tony is, he Tony is very, very smart. I'm smart. I'm college educated, but shit, I ain't on what they own. See, my in-laws are all educators. That's what they. My mother-in-law has a doctorate. My father-in-law has a master's. My mother is Zeta Phi Beta, and she's like in rank, in like the corporate type of stuff of Zeta Phi Beta. My father-in-law is, he's like in the councilman, all that, and they all live out there in Louisiana. And I tell you what, my in-laws are on some other shit. I mean, and they both taught school. My mother-in-law was a principal of school, and so they expected no less from their grandkids. What's going on, baby? You ready to go? Okay. You look nice. It's supposed to be about 80 degrees today, or close to it, so you should be okay. All right, have a good day, Button. Mommy's proud of you. For the letter, I'm gonna get on that. It has to be turned in by April something. That letter here, you know your letter. Hold on.
The gate letter?
Yeah, it has to be turned in by
But what do you want me to turn it in right now?
No, because me and your dad we're gonna have to take it and because it's saying that since Dad is here with me today, but I know that it's because it's saying that I have to because they want to transfer you out of school. Remember I was telling you about that? And so, but in my opinion, I feel as though it's best that you just stay where you are and complete the school year. And then they did give the option of you doing to go to a magnet middle school. So, and I have to fill this out. What is the deadline? I don't know. I'm gonna reread it and everything and figure it all out. But I know I have a deadline to meet. But you will be going to the academy, to the middle school academy, their date academy, the Magnet Academy, middle school. Okay? I will be filling it all out and everything. Perhaps today, since me and your dad, we're gonna hang out a little bit. So I'll take care of this. Family. Isaiah 2 is also on a road of scholastic success. And when I tell you that we are just overjoyed here in my home, I had a beautiful, beautiful Valentine's Day with my kids and with Tony and with Kenny. And I'm just happy. I'm just happy. But needless to say, you know, when it comes down to my kids, you know, we take school very serious. And in my opinion, I feel as though kids, you know, must be respectful. Okay? My kids know you gotta put a handle on it. They cannot call Jody Jody. Tioni calls her fairy godmother. She'll call her Auntie Jody, you know, and stuff like that. But they don't just say Jody. Anthony says Miss Jody. You know what I mean? Anthony's voice is starting to get a little deep now. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of squeaky because sometimes it goes from a depth and then it kind of goes down low. I'm like, boy, I don't know what's going on with you. But needless to say, they have to put a handle on it. They can't. My kids are not. If I have company in my home, you have to find your ass something to do. You're not gonna sit in here and lay across the couch while I'm sitting here and I'm talking to one of my friends. You're not gonna sit, you know, in here while I'm on the phone and kikiing in the background. No, it ain't going down like that. I feel as though a kid should be in a kid's place. Just like with me growing up, you know, I wasn't able to wear makeup until I was 16. Got my first little makeover, Flory Roberts. You know, my mama took me to Bullock's department store. Bullock's and Buffum's were like the Macy's and shit. You know, Macy's and Dillard's, you know what I'm saying? And so I went and got my first little, you know, full makeup of Flory Roberts. And so my daughter knows that she cannot wear makeup until after she's 16. And my kids are cool with it. I mean, I think it's something that you have to start off with. Now, yes, mind you, my kids do have their electronics. They have their cell phones and blah, 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 blah. They do. Isaiah has a cell phone. He's been having a cell phone now. This is like his third phone. He's in the sixth grade. And he's lost phones. Oh my God. I mean, now he's finally gotten it right. However, now his cell phone is broken. Okay? And so, it just is what it is. I don't know. It just is what the fuck it is. Okay? This is how I do in my home. What you do in your home might be something else. But for me and my kids, it's working for us. Simply. Now, what was I saying? About them, socializing with adults and putting a handle on it. Let's go back to that. My kids, they don't, they say yes, please, and thank you, but they don't do the yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I think that's more of a southern thing or something. I don't know. But they don't do the yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am. But they will say Mr. or Mrs. or Ms., and, you know, if you don't know if this woman is a Mrs. or not, you just call her Ms. Like Jody, Miss Jody. It just is what it is. Mr. So and so. Just like Mr. Kenny. They have to call him Mr. Kenny. They can't bust up and just say, Kenny. No, it don't. It's no. Even though my son is taller than me and all that, still, no, you're not going to just talk to him any kind of way. No, no, no. You got to show some form of respect. We respecting you guys. You guys also respect him. Kenny don't come over here, don't lay across my bed and shit. He has, of course, he's my man in my life. He's come and, he lay across my bed and watch the game or whatever. He has done that. But as far as us getting busy and all that other kind of stuff and this, no. Not before my children. No, my kids ain't heard me moaning in the hallway and nah, that's not what we doing. Not over here. That ain't happening. Um, have the kids gone out on trips with Tony and his girlfriend? Yes, they have. They've taken the kids to amusement parks. They done been to, my kids have been to every amusement park here in Southern California. And so, but I know that they have just went to Knott's Berry Farm. So Tony and his girlfriend, they took them to Knott's Berry Farm. They've taken them to Universal Studios, things of that nature. Me and Kenny have not taken them to amusement park together, though of course me and Tony have collectively done that. But I want to get on the point system and the color coding that I did for my kids, because I do get questions about that. I did get a question from a young lady, and she had asked me about color coding and the point system. I did a color coding on my kids from babies. With 2 boys and a girl, it was pretty simple. Tioni now doesn't like pink anymore. Now she likes turquoise. But when she was little, yeah, she was into Disney princesses and all that, just like the rest of them. And so everything that she had was pink. So from her hamper, how like during Walmart, the beginning of school year, and they have a lot of the dormitory items, and you can get color-coded hampers and laundry basket, waste baskets, and all kinds of things, totes and all that kinds of stuff. And that's when I usually buy the colors. That's when the colors come out in August of every year, and that's when you jump on that to get your kids' colors. And so I will color coordinate my children. Tioni was pink, and then later on she went from pink to purple, and now she's on turquoise. But Anthony has always loved green, and Button has always loved blue. So it was simple for me. So their towels, they will get, like in my cabinet, they have 2 bath towels, which are the big ones. That's the bath towel, which is the big one. The hand towel is the smaller towel, and the washcloth is the itty bitty that you wash your bodies with. Okay? And so they have 2 of each. In my cabinet, I don't have a whole bunch of random ass towels of all kind of different colors, and this one is blue and this one is no. I did that because it's organization for me. I think it's a Virgo in me. then therefore if I see a towel, in the hallway, based on that color, I know whose towel that is. If I go in the bathroom, in their bathroom, and I see some shit on the floor and I see what color it is, boom, I know whose it is. So I would, especially on white socks, on the tip of the toes, and that was one way I was able to teach my kids left from right. Is that I would say left foot, right foot on their socks. And still to this day now, though my son is big and he's college and all that, he's still his a couple of his socks. I'm like, son, is that green and it says left? What? He's like, Mama, I just kept it like that. These socks is old and it just said left, and you see I got it on my right foot. But now that my son is getting older, we can talk. We have open dialogue about all kinds of stuff, sexuality. We talk about, he's into, a lot of his Vampire Diaries and all that. He's into all that kinds of stuff now. And so now we have open conversation about so many different things. Whereas now, it's smooth sailing, okay? But in the beginning, yeah, it was a little constant push and pulling. Now that Anthony is, we're going to get him a car. You guys remember that. We gave him a $7,000 limit. Can't go over $7,000. Whatever car you get, can't go over $7,000. So, but he cannot get his learning permit until 17. So we got a little bit of months left. He won't be 17 until November 1st. And so our thing is to get him a car sometime this year, perhaps next year, depending on how his attitude is and how his get right is. Because you also got to factor in, when you have kids that are very smart, they can get very smart with your ass too. Don't do it. Don't do it. What is this? Hold on, y'all.